Oh, hello, person on the phone. How's things? No, I've not heard what Stevie Clark's been saying. Is he? Oh, well, you could tell him. He's an utter art. Oh, wait, mate, I'm actually live. I'll call you back.
Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious!
Hello, everyone. This is CJ Novo 992, and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video, as you can tell by that deliciously clickbaity title, it's Aberdeen versus Rangers. Isn't that just enough said? But before we actually break down the game itself, as always, just a friendly reminder in case you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and help the nation on our way towards 55k. We need everyone to get involved and help us on our monumentous journey towards 55k. So if you haven't, make sure you be doing that. But yeah, let's dive into it, shall we? 3, 2, 1. This is usually the part I shout Aberdeen versus Rangers and gara, and I carry on. But we've actually got a bit of breaking news coming out of Rangers Football Club involving one of our players, or one of our now former players. It's none other than Carlos Pena. His contract has been terminated. That was awful. That was absolutely awful. Why am I the way that I am? Very, very bad accent from a very good movie from the 80s aside. That's it regarding the Carlos Pena situation. Rangers were very short in their words. Their official statement pretty much just says Rangers Football Club would like to wish Carlos Pena the best in his future. Full stop. Nothing else. Nothing else given. Gerrard has actually commented on it, saying the decision was sort of took out of his hands and was made by the board and Dave King directly, but he backs the decision and he will carry on. Doing Rangers Hings. That's what he's going to do. But what's Carlos Pena going to do? Probably go to Turkey and probably get a Team of the Year card. That's usually how these sort of things work out. But what's your thoughts on Carlos' situation now? We've spent a lot of money over him over the last 2.5 years. I mean, we paid 2.5. There's rumours of 3.8. There's rumours everywhere how much money we've actually wasted on Carlos Pena, and we've just wasted even more paying out his agreement. So let me know your reactions to the news that Carlos Pena has been released from his contract. But now it's time for the actual thing you've clicked on this video for. Now I'm going to do my Aberdeen Rangers thing. Here we go. Ready? Aberdeen versus Rangers, Wednesday night, 7:45 kickoff at Pittodrie. Now, this one is going to be extremely feisty. And when I think back to my previous matches with Aberdeen, I've pretty much had fun for a very long time. I like playing Aberdeen. Why? Because we used to win all the time. This season, not so much. I mean, when I think about it, Aberdeen's pretty much the only side in the SPFL that we haven't beat this season. They knocked us out a semi-final. We've not really performed well. They've scored late goals after clinging on and barely getting a shot on target. They have been the most infuriating opponents of the season, and we have them on a Wednesday night, 3 days after a previous game. Which is actually something the media asked directly to Steven Gerrard during his pre-match on the official Rangers YouTube channel, and he says the previous games don't matter anymore. The only thing that matters is the next game coming. Which I quite like his attitude, not to sort of dwell on previous mistakes. He's fully focused on setting things right versus Aberdeen, and that's pretty much what we need today. This game cannot be underlined enough. Again, this is the old rivalry. I mean, even James Tavernier, our captain, says this rivalry is just as important as the previous Celtic game. That's how much importance is going into this game of football, and I fully believe that we need to just absolutely go for this. We cannot allow them to sit back, defend, and catch us on a counter-attack, which they seem to have done all season long. Which leads me to my very first question of tonight's episode that I'm asking you guys to get involved with down in the comment section below. What formation should we play against Aberdeen? Because we've tried the one up front a couple of times. It's never worked. Like I said, we've only scored one previous goal. In fact, we've really struggled to create anything versus Aberdeen, and when we did create anything, Joe Lewis was big in the goals. He's a very talented player for them, annoyingly, and he's always been there to stop. Do we then change to this new formation with 2 up top so there's another body in the box? Can we afford to take that risk? Me personally, now again, before I say anything, I'm not trying to influence your decision at all. I'm just giving you my opinions out there, just like I asked you guys. I don't think we can risk going with the 2 up top, not away from home, not at Pittodrie, not when we've got such a terrible record against them, and especially not when we need to win pretty much every single game now just to keep things alive and ticking. We need to set this terrible record to Aberdeen. We need to just bury it and get back to winning against Aberdeen. I think risky formation, we saw how it fell apart versus Kilmarnock. We see how good and consistent the 4-3-3 actually is. I think we can start with the 4-3-3. I think we're much more compact and we can control the game more, especially with Ross McCrory in the hole just being that absolute destroyer with Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield. I think that's our best midfield. Now, David Davis could come into that and challenge one of the players, but from what I've seen, it doesn't look quite match fit yet. So I think personally starting with the 4-3-3 would be the best option. Then if needed, we can change to the 2 up top and sort of bring in players from the bench and actually change things on the fly if we need to adjust it. But moving away from the formation then, let's look at some team news regarding Aberdeen Football Club first. Now, Joe Lewis did get substituted off versus Hibernian with an eye injury, and there were some whispers that he wouldn't actually be able to make it against Glasgow Rangers, but unfortunately I'm sitting here to tell you that he will be among the sticks versus the Glasgow Rangers. Derek McInnes has pretty much confirmed that he will play. Also, one other person that was kind of rumoured to not being able to play because he did pick up a knock was Sam Cosgrove. Now, I just read an interview saying that he will be playing up against Rangers, so what's happening with the media here? 1 minute he's injured, 3 days later he's fully ready to go, and that's a big blow. Now, I know Sam's not really got the best goal scoring ratio in recent seasons, but this year he's really got the golden touch, and that really sickens me to say that. So 2 of their biggest players so far this season is back amongst it versus the Rangers. But enough talking about Aberdeen, let's jump over to the Rangers side of things and give you an update on the overall squad. Glenn Kamara and also Matty P will still be missing from the squad as they're working up their fitness, so there'll be no debuts for either one of them. Moving on to some good news, however, and that good news is that Connor Goldson is currently listed as touch and go for the game of football, and that comes directly from Steven Gerrard. Now, yes, he's kind of keeping his cards pretty close to his chest, but when you think about it, what he did actually say is it's all coming down to the final training session to see if he's able to play, and boy, do I hope that he is. And I'm sure you guys already know this if you've been following the series, but just in case you've missed a couple and you haven't seen anything, Grezda is still 2 weeks away. Graham Dorrans is aiming for the back end of February, maybe early March, which will pretty much be like a brand new signing. And also the last one was obviously Jamie Murphy, who is aiming to come back before the end of the season. On. And that's actually it for the team news, both Rangers and Aberdeen. So now all that's left is for me and thee to get the predictions down in the comment section below. So now that you guys know the latest news, what's your thoughts going ahead of this game of football? My thoughts on it, I'm going to go with a cheeky channel favourite, 2-1. Now, I believe this game is going to be extremely tricky, probably frustrating, and it's going to go end to end, because I think Aberdeen are pretty much needing to win this game as well, because if they do, they will sort of jump over us in the league by 1 point, so it's all to play for on the Aberdeen side of things. So I don't think they'll be as defensive, but they've saw something that works against us, so I'm pretty sure they'll be playing the kind of anti-football role, playing for set pieces. That's kind of playing to their strengths as well, so it's going to be an extremely frustrating game, but I actually believe we're going to score 2 in the game of football. For the Aberdeen side of things, I think Sam Cosgrove might even score the first goal of the game, by the way, but I believe Alfredo Morelos will score in the big game to bring us back, and Ryan Kenticles, the Kent, will finish the game off with a delicious long drive from outside of the box, skinning a couple of people. Saying Ryan Kent things, and I believe he will be the star player in the game, and I'm early predicting him for the man of the match. But before we go any further and dive to the people's opinion, now that you've got your thoughts out there, it is time for a refreshment, so don't skip out on it, because when you skip out on it, you know what happens, okay? 3, 2, 1, sponsor break! Yes, that's Red Cola. So now we've got our predictions out there and we've had a little refreshment. It's time to sit back and hear from the people directly. 1,089 votes in the hour that was up. Thank you so much for getting involved. 6% votes for Aberdeen, 7% votes for the draw, but 87% of the people votes for a Rangers win. Well done, lads. Well win indeed. Anyway, let's read out what the people has had to say. Marcus says, will be tight, 1-0 or 2-1. Need the 3 points and for Gerrard to get his first win against them. Moan the Gers. John Boy says, this is a must-win game. Bring them on. Lewis Aird says, Rangers 4-0, Defoe to get 5. You will surrender to the Defoe army. Thanks, Lewis. I was actually doing pretty well there. Joshua McGinty says, the lack of well wins disappoint me. Channel legends. Mo says, Rangers 3-1. Come on, the Gers. As long as Kandea starts, we will be fine. Otherwise, we could be in danger. Cam, love heart, Jill. So, shout out to them. Lovely couple. Rangers 3-1 to the famous Morelos, Katic and Shagga Rooney. Rebel Fox says, it's about time we showed Aberdeen who's boss and put them in their place. A dominating 2 or 3-0. I reckon. Joshua Blackhurst says 2-1 to the famous Alfredo and Kent with the goals. Expecting the boys to play for the badge. I started to laugh there because I kind of scanned Darren's. He says, I'll be happy with the 3 penalties tomorrow. Yeah, free will do. We'll take free. Cammy RFC says 1-0 to the famous Defoe to score. Stephen says 2-0 Rangers Morelos double. Cal No Surrender says, CJ, do me a wee favour. Oh no. Give my wee Mott a shout out on tonight's show, please, mate. Mate, it would make her day. The wee yin for Pollock. So shout out to Cal's mum from Pollock. We appreciate all the support. And the last one we'll actually read out comes from Adam McCabe says, don't care, just need to win. But 3-1 to Rangers anyway. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard the people's opinion. You've heard mine. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. And if you would like to support the channel directly, as always, the link for that will be down in the description below. I've been CJ Over92. Thanks so much for watching, and bye.